All right, so I'm going to start the timer as soon as he puts his coat down. Okay, and quiet.
Thank you very much. I'm honored, delighted, and humbled to be here working with you on this launching of lifelong learning with UM St. Louis, with the University of Missouri St. Louis, into the North County of St. Louis and in the broader geographical area of the St. Louis metropolitan region. I want to thank Dean Tom Walker of the School of Professional and Continuing Studies for his involvement and willingness to launch this program. Dr. Malika Horn, who is with the Director of Lifelong Learning at the University of Missouri St. Louis School of Professional and Continuing Studies, and the Director of the Executive Leadership Consortium. I want to thank Bob Muldoon, my friend that I've worked with for a number of years, for his involvement in this Executive Leadership Consortium, and is a doctoral student in adult education at UMSL. Jim Jordan, who is the senior continuing educator at the School of Professional and Continuing Studies, also deserves our thanks for his commitment to this program. I want to start out with a definition of lifelong learning that I have used for a number of years and feel like it's important for us to think along those lines as we launch this kind of an enterprise. Lifelong learning is an andragogical principle or master concept regarded as a continuous and never complete development, changes, and adaptation in human consciousness that occur partly through deliberate action and partly through the business of living, where learning may be intentional or unintentional, that includes acquiring a greater understanding of other people and the world at large based on 6 pillars of learning. Learning to live together, learning to know, learning to do, learning to be, learning to change, and learning for sustainable development. The idea of andragogy that I mentioned may be a new concept to many of you, and I'd like to say that it originated with Alexander Camp in Germany in 1833, and I have used it, the definition of it, as the art and science of helping and facilitating adults in their learning. It has 6 assumptions that have to do with self-concept, experience, needs for learning, orientation toward learning, the motivation for learning, and they want to know a reason why it is important for them to learn something. The processes of andragogy really have to do with the preparation for entering a program, or setting a climate that is conducive to learning, to engage in mutual planning, to diagnose the needs that have to do with what we will learn, to set the objectives, translate the learning needs into learning objectives, to design a pattern of learning experiences that will engage us in the learning process, to conduct those activities, and to evaluate those activities. Any more information that you would like to receive regarding andragogy, you can contact me on my email or on the websites that you see on the PowerPoint. I would like to talk about a program that I have been involved with for a number of years, and that's probably why my orientation will hopefully encourage you to get involved in the activities to reach out to the community. A number of years ago, I was contacted by our national association, American Association for Adult Continuing Education, asked to meet with a gentleman from the country of Mali in Western Africa. He thought we were a foundation and was asking for money. But I told him that we are not a foundation, American Association for Adult Continuing Education. We are an association of volunteers that get involved in that as a membership kind of thing for professional development. And we also attend a national conference. We pay dues and fees so that we can hopefully keep the office open for another year. But in light of the fact that we did not have any money, I still said to him, we will work with you in any way we can. The upshot of it was that after a few years, well, his coming to our national conference, he asked somebody from our association to come and visit with them. And in 2008, I went to Mali for 13 days and stayed with him in his home on a dirt street in Bamako. I've called it both of those names. That's the capital city of 1 million people in the country of Mali. The association that he is connected with is called the Association for the Development of Rural Integration in Mali. And one of the visits that I made while I was there was to get involved in consideration of digging a well, because that was one of the things that they said that they were very much in need of. When Dr. Wendell Smith had said, as a member of the Rotary Club in Clayton and Ladue, said, John, when you go to Mali, why don't you see if there are any projects that Rotary could get involved in? Well, the digging of a well, a pure water well, was the project that we initially got involved in. Mainly what I did, however, going to Mali to begin with, was to tell them that I was there to listen to what they would express as their needs. I think that is one of the principles to me that has made our connection with Mali so important and so fruitful and beneficial, and I think could be very beneficial to you as you launch this program, is to listen to what the citizens have to say as far as their needs, their desires, their hopes, their dreams, their visions, whatever it might be. And these people in Mali had a vision of a pure water well. And this well took about 3 years to bring to pass. But as you can see, there is a St. Louis Arch on that reservoir that houses 10,000 liters of water, pure water, a well that was dug 185 feet deep. It is powered by solar panels, and the mechanism is housed within somebody's house so that people can't get in and mess it up. But the blocks that you see down on the ground are blocks that will ultimately be placed within those pillars so that people can't get in and mess up the situation and turn the well into something that it is not. That well will last for, I would say, for decades, and people can come. The faucets are under lock and key, and people come and get their water, and then they lock the faucets down, and there are 3 places that they can get those water wells. And so when I went in 2011 back to Mali, people were so delighted that they talked about that every place that I went. But this next picture has to do with the chief of the village. After I inspected the well in 2011 when I went back there, he was expressing his appreciation and his deeply being moved about my being involved in helping this well take place. And as you know, and I basically expressed, I didn't provide the money for it, but I engaged some other associations and other people in the process. This you see in the background is what's called a birthing room, because the chief of that little village out on a dirt path about 7 miles from a paved road, he said he laid awake at night over the fact that their women did not have a clean or a safe place to give birth to a child. In our church, because we came into some money from a settlement from an oil company, decided that we needed to devote some of the tithes from that money to building a birthing room, and now they have a birthing room that will be that was dedicated just this past month in March of 2013, and we now have a shipment of 215 tons, I should say, 15 tons of hospital goods and clothes from the Kansas City area that will be shipped and will be distributed to Mali, and especially to this birthing room. And that is worth $250,000, and that has come from other places. We also, these are the people that were there when we dedicated our time together for the birthing room, and had a good time seeing the progress that they had made in carrying that forward. This is another project that we've gotten involved in, and that is a solar cooker, in which now that they use those, and we have those available through ADREAM as a rotating loan fund where people borrow money to get the solar cooker. They cook food, improve the nutrition of their families, and they also sell some of the food and pay the loans back so that it could be done on a rotating basis, and they're able to commit themselves to cooking. And they also store that food in a safe place, and it will keep warm for about 20 hours. Then another thing that we got involved in is what's called Kickstart pumps. And the Kickstart pump is as you can see there, I'm standing on the pump, and you move your legs back and forth, and there is an irrigation hose that can irrigate about an acre and a half, excuse me, and will raise the growing seasons in that place from two seasons a year to 4 seasons a year. And there are about 150,000 families from one of the places in Africa that have already raised themselves out of poverty to be able to raise their level of living. And the solar cookers and the are things that are used to eliminate their having to cook with wood all the time, and the smoke causing respiratory diseases and causing blindness from the smoke getting into the eyes of the people. And these Kickstart pumps are able to they're able to sell the produce from those Kickstart pumps, and can help to raise themselves out of poverty also. And then we got involved with a YES group, which is through the USAID, where these young people come to the United States for a year. And this was a group that I met with there, and now I'm at Lindenwood University, and Lindenwood University has decided that they will provide scholarships for these people to come to Lindenwood University under some scholarship money, and to be able to raise their education. We also, beyond the pictures that I have shown you, we've gotten involved in committing ourselves through the veterinary professor at the University of Missouri Columbia, who builds schools all over the world. He has said that he will build a school in 2014, and I wondered where we would get the money one day, and I was praying about that, and lo and behold, a fellow from Italy says, I'll provide the $25,000 to do that. And so we're going to build it with his money, and we're expanding the activities that we're doing. Now the Turkish government has said, because we like what's going on, we're willing to commit some money to help expand the activities in Mali. And we've got other organizations that are interested in doing. And one of the things that my colleague from Mali said to me the second time that I was there in 2011, he says there's a change of mind of the people in Mali. They used to stand away on the side and say, you know, kind of have the attitude of, why doesn't somebody do something? And now, since I went there in 2008 and in 2011, the attitude of the people is, oh, I can do this. Maybe I can contribute that. Maybe I can get involved in this. I'm interested in this. And there are a whole bunch of things that people can do that they had not had the vision for doing before. So I think as you think about moving forward in the community, as you reach out to other people in the St. Louis area, that if you listen to them and follow up on what they say their needs are and their desires and their hopes and their dreams are, those are the things that if you start building on those, they will learn. They will learn in an andragogical fashion. As I have said, that's kind of my thing, that I have a way of responding in that particular way. And I think you will see an expansion of your activities and the desires that you have to reach out in the community, to listen to what these people have to say, work with them, ask them to participate and help you understand what it is that they need and to be responsive to them. It's not always money. In fact, it's a lot of times not money, but it is our personal investment that we are wanting to give so that other people can benefit from that. And when they see our example of standing up and saying, I'm willing to risk, I'm willing to give, I'm willing to commit myself, I'm willing to expend my energy so that someone else can have something that they are desiring of, and they see our commitment to do that kind of thing, I think there will be a turnaround in what UM St. Louis can do, will do, and hopes to do in terms of working out into the community that will be of a great benefit to a community that may not have an overwhelming amount of monetary means, but nevertheless has a great desire to put in place the thing that Edward C. Lindemann said is the greatest untapped resource that there is in adults as far as their learning, and that is an analysis of their experience and a commitment to carry that experience to the benefit of other people. Thank you for listening. Thank you for this day, and I commend you for what you are seeking to do in the activities, and I'll be looking forward to seeing what happens in the future.